Jolene, baby, I found the song. You're like, oh shit. Jolene, baby. This is going to the Rice Monkey, Muleshoe, baby. You're like, oh shit. Okay, Jolene, if you go on my Twitter at Fibonojji, you'll see the story about Jolene, a guy out here in Durango, Colorado, a PTSD veteran. He was a veteran, and I guess he saw some shit over there, and then came back and lost his kids in a civil trial. Had a dog named Jolene, baby. Look it up on my Twitter, Fibonojji! Rice Monkey, baby! Rice Monkey! Hey, there you go, Rice Monkey. Your voice is so soft like summer rain. I love you, Mr. Rice Monkey. Actually, I don't, but yeah, no, I Rice Monkey, I need to talk to you about the law. All right, Rice Monkey, there you go. Okay, who am I? I'm Fibonojji. I never know when people are going to watch this. And also, Rice Monkey is out of Muleshoe, Texas, and I'm a hashtag MRA. I'm a advocate for men's rights, specifically as it relates to men in civil trials. And one thing that I want to do is I want to just simply use the power of my voice and the power of the internet and my First Amendment to really highlight what happens to men in civil trials. Men. And now keep in mind, being a man is a federally protected class. Like let me just give you a real quick example. And I'm talking about Muleshoe, but what I'm talking about in Muleshoe happens everywhere. I mean, just like, for example, go to Facebook, go to Texas Family Fathers' Rights page, and you'll see like 60,000 guys. And this is all over Texas. And that's just one state. So California, New York, Florida, men's rights, they're extremely important. And men's rights, it's not just a Muleshoe thing. It's not just a, this isn't even a Fibonojji thing. What I'm doing is I'm trying to lend my voice to a cause that I believe in and really use my story to help propel the conversation, help propel the narrative. Because what's happening to men in civil trials is it's holocaustic, baby. Holocaustic, there's the word of the day. All right, Rice Monkey. See if I can get my camera to... Joe, look at that. Don't take my man. Don't take my kids, baby. A false balance and righteous dealings are extremely offensive, shameful to the sin of the Lord. But a just way. Now, this is just Jesus talk, dude. You're like, all right. Hey, look at that. Shadow Man. Whoa. All right. There you go. I think it's Proverbs 11:1. Rice Monkey, look it up yourself. It's a shameful thing to have a weighted balance. What the fuck is a weighted balance? Is simply when you are cheating, when it's prejudicial. Like, for example, I'm gonna talk I'm gonna talk to Muleshoe, talk to Rice Monkey. He is the police chief out there. I tried to get basically, like, let me just kind of speak directly to the law. In Texas, there's a law called 2503, which means it's illegal to interfere with anybody's custody, okay? And that's most important in divorce proceedings. Now, this is not about my ex-wife. My ex-wife we've been long gone. She's, bless her. I wish the best for her. This is not about my ex-wife. This is not about my marriage. This is about divorce and civil proceedings and what men go through. So, for example, in Muleshoe, where my ex-wife is from, there's a law called 2503, and it's basically a law that says it's illegal to interfere with somebody's custody. So, for example, like if it was my ex-wife's weekend, and I didn't want to give that weekend up, and I just said, hey, I'm going to hang out with the kids and do my thing, then legally she could go to the Rice Monkey, the police, and if it could even be a felony. So 2503 is very important because, number one, it's gender neutral. Number two, it's gender neutral. And 2503 is a felony when you take them out of state line. So it's very important, but it also, the most important thing, this is just me as a father, is it creates that needed balance between hostile people or people who, like, for example, I divorced my ex-wife, so naturally there could be some hostility there. So one thing that women could do, I know it's kind of I don't know, Oh, here we go. Let's go back to Jolene. One thing that could happen sometimes women can be vindictive and they like to fight through kids. I know it's ridiculous and it hurts kids. So one of the things that they could do is they could, for example, deny somebody access, deny their dad's access. And that's what happened to me. And so what in the real world, in the non-federally violated world, when cops are not corrupt, a man anywhere, Muleshoe, San Diego, Houston, Dallas, Austin, Williamson County, Travis County, Harlingen, if that's even still Texas, legally, a man should be able to walk into a police station with 2503 and a copy of his divorce decree and say, hey, could you simply enforce 2503? And what the cop should do is just go over to the little cunning bitch and say, hey, listen, do you realize if you keep doing this could be a felony? And what's going to happen is if that happened one time, then boom. Most women are like, fuck, I can't play my games. Well, this is where it gets interesting. 2503 is never enforced. I know. It's never enforced. So what happens when one law is never enforced for a particular class? Well, it creates a weighted balance. So not only does God hate weighted balances, it's real sad. So what's the impact to a man? For example, a man who's denied custody of his kids over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then eventually what happened in Muleshoe is my ex-wife decided to go a further degree, and she wanted to actually remove my custody as a parent. And she tried really hard to do that, and she couldn't do that. And then she failed. And then now I'm using that failure and saying, listen, guys, let's look at this case from a federally protected class perspective, from whether 2503 was enforced. And let's use it as a case study of how not enforcing 2503 is detrimental to everybody. It's detrimental, obviously, to the children. It's detrimental to the judicial resources, to the two parents. And it all comes down to the police. When the police do not enforce 2503. And every state should have the equivalent of 2503. And, it may not be 2503. In fact, if you're watching this and you're from California or New York or Florida, or Vermont or Oklahoma, where I'm from, let me know what the equivalent of Texas 2503 is in your state, and I'm going to put together kind of a website and just really help men's rights, because the problem is when men need the police system to work for them, it doesn't work. In fact, let me tell you what Rice Monkey told me. This is when I knew it was full of shit. I went, and Rice Monkey, he's just this big old cowboy motherfucker. I tell you right now, man, he's just that guy. He is that dude. And his name is Rice. There's a restaurant somewhere called the Rice Monkey. Anyway, Rice Monkey. So I finally, after about 2 or 3 years of never having my custody, or having my custody like infringed upon, and what that does is it makes it hard for the kids, and I do enjoy weekends because I never know when I'm going to get the kids and whether I'm going to get them on Friday and Sunday, and then of course I'm agitated, and then what kind of parent am I if I'm constantly trying to just fight for that space with my kids? And what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of single fathers, they might only have 24 hours a week to be a parent. And so therefore those are very intense weekends, and they're very, it's impossible. Think about it, if you're going to try to do anything for just 24 hours, it's like, man, it's hard to be a parent. And nobody cares about how hard it is for fathers, especially single fathers, to be parents. But what makes it especially difficult is when they have to fight the 2503 lack. And it becomes a fucking cluster. And then it all goes back to, well, why don't you just follow the fucking law? Rice Monkey, follow it. And then if you follow 2503 just one time, then women don't play the cunt games, and the kids can enjoy weekends, and everything works out good. But what happens? What happens is, there's a lot of people who are still kind of stuck in the 1950s who want to kind of hurt men for divorcing women. And there's a penalty, and a lot of people don't want to talk about that in today's, especially religious world. And I'm a Christian, so here's the irony. I'm a Jesuian. There's a lot of hatred towards men, single men, and that hatred is sort of pushed, almost allowed to be pushed through vindictive wives. So, I don't want to go into like how society views single men and single fathers, and especially how churches do that. This is really just a down and dirty legal. If you look at federally protected classes, you look at 2503, and you look at how men just never get representation on the court, on the police level, but even in the court level. Like for example, in Muleshoe, I was fighting 2503, and once it became known that I was going to fight 2503 speaking to federally protected classes, I was divested of counsel, which means I had to go up against my ex-wife and the rice monkey, and the attorney I hired, I was divested of. So if you want to like know some really bullshit stories, you know, if you're a Hollywood person, you need some good stories, all you have to do is go to the civil trial, man. It's the civil court system. And I'm speaking about the court systems in a general context. What women do to men in civil cases. Yeah, I'm a heterosexual man with long hair, and one woman's like, my sexuality was questioned. I've had my mental capacity questioned. Having to fight this case for a year took me out of a business that I critically needed to be in. That business left, that income left, and there's a lot that goes in to having 2503 enforced. There's a lot that goes into just simply protecting men. And I know in today's society, everything's about pro-women, everything is about what women need, and you can see politically, like if a man even flirts with a woman, back in 1998, we're talking about it still in 2016. But what very few people are talking about, what very few people even care about, are men's rights. And specifically what happens to men's rights in civil and criminal cases. And I just want, like I said, I want to bring light and love, and I want to bring the power of my voice, the power of the internet and the First Amendment to a real big issue. So where the Bible says that he hates a weighted balance, 2503. It's a great example. You guys be good. Email me americano417@gmail.com. Americano417@gmail.com. Always follow me at Fibonojji. Jolene. Yeah, seriously, if you have a chance, jump on Fibonojji and go watch that, or go read that story in Durango Herald. It's a man I think his name is Randy Shaw. Military guy came back, just messed up. He was just messed up. PTSD from what he saw over there. He came over here, lost his children, homeless. And he died in the woods out here, man. And his dog's name was, you guys be good,